What would you say to the former president?
Well, I think it's rich for Joe Biden to comment on anything that we're doing when it comes to Russia and Ukraine, because, of course, under Biden's administration, Russia launched the full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And if we wanted to take advice from anybody on foreign policy, especially foreign policy in Europe, it would not be Joe Biden. So I wish Joe Biden the best. I don't really care what he has to say about American foreign policy, because so much of what he actually did was a total disaster. If we just did the opposite of what Joe Biden did, I think we'd have one of the most successful foreign policy administrations in a very long time. So he can spend his time on the beach or doing whatever Joe Biden does. We'll continue trying to fix the problems that he created.
What did you make of those scenes in the Oval Office? President Trump and President Zelenskyy?
I found it sort of beneath America, the way that took place.
Joining us now is elections correspondent at The Federalist, Brianna Lyman. Brianna, great to see you again. Former US President Joe Biden has sat down for an interview with the BBC, and just as we witnessed time and time again last year, he showed up, but it's like he's barely there. He takes long pauses, he mumbles, he whispers. It's hard to really know what he's exactly saying, but he of course took the opportunity to rip right into Donald Trump, claiming that Trump hasn't achieved anything triumphant in his first 100 days.
What does President Biden say about Trump's first 100 days?
I'll let history judge that. I don't see anything that was triumphant.
And you see things to worry about. Do you, when you talk of a threat to democracy, worry about a threat to democracy here at home, here in the United States?
I'm less concerned about that than I was, because I think the Republican Party is waking up to what Trump is about.
Do you think they may fight back?
I think the beginning, yes.
Isn't it interesting, Brianna? All last year we heard from Joe Biden and the Democrats that Trump was a threat to democracy, and now it turns out that democracy hasn't ended and there are no signs that it is ending anytime soon with Donald Trump in power. But I want to get your reaction. What are your thoughts on this interview from Joe Biden?
Yeah, I think three main points. First of all, on the democracy, I have no idea what he's talking about when he says that Republicans are kind of like wisening up to it. Couldn't tell you what he's talking about. Second of all, no one is talking about this interview here the way that it probably would have been if this was, let's say, Obama reflecting in Donald Trump's first term, right? You would think there'd be more fanfare. It's not. Lastly, he says that there have been no accomplishments. And I've written about this. Donald Trump has done several things that are important, but the number one thing Donald Trump did, which if it was his only accomplishment would have been more than enough to sustain us for 4 years, is he shut down the southern border that Joe Biden left open. It was the Biden administration that used a forklift to open up the fences that Texas had, right? And Donald Trump shut it down completely. We have record low crossings across the border. We're not releasing people into the interior of the United States. So for Joe Biden to say that he's done nothing, either Joe Biden is trying to cover up for what he did for 4 years, or he legitimately is mentally ill and doesn't see what Donald Trump has done.